Welcome to Condors Unleashed, my45bakersfield.com. Ryan Holtz and Kevin Bartle. The Condors with big couple of weeks upcoming. Plenty of home games left as well. If you're looking, hey, I haven't been out to a Condors game this year, bakersfieldcondors.com. We can head to 324-7825. Just pick up the phone. We'll be happy to take your call, answer any questions you might have. A lot of great promotions coming up in Condorstown down the stretch. We've got Laurent Brossoit bobblehead. We've got the Hulk in Condorstown. We've got trading card set giveaway coming up on April the 1st. So a lot of great promotions coming down the stretch. And, of course, a lot of exciting action as well. Condors in action with 13 games left in the regular season. A game out of a playoff spot, battling hard against San Jose and Charlotte for that final playoff spot in the Pacific Division. So a lot of fun. Come on out, bakersfieldcondors.com. One thing on the trading card, I was noticing the trading cards today. We were going to prove. I almost sent you a picture. The Gerry Fleming one might be the best coach trading card we've ever had here in Condorstown.
Why is that? I haven't seen it.
The picture, I mean, it is.
You have a look of intensity on your face.
Yeah. I mean,
did you pick that out?
No,
did you pick it out?
No. I'll show you the picture.
I did edit your bio though for the back.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture afterwards. But between yourself, JF, and Tony, it's a phenomenal coaching set. And of course, plenty of. It is. It's an intense coaching
He's really
set.
selling it.
I know. I like it.
Trading card set giveaway coming up on April the 1st.
When's the Hulkster coming again?
April the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
No, that's bobblehead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, I'm right. Saturday,
9th?
April the 2nd.
We play April Fool's Day, which is the 1st.
April Fool's Day is the trading cards.
That's trading cards.
Yeah.
I thought LB was Mark. Whatever.
And the Hulkster's coming.
Oh, the Hulkster is the 9th, and then the following week. You are correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
The Hulkster is the
Told
9th.
you
You're
so.
right.
Give him
April the
one.
9th. Sorry, he's my boss.
Give him one.
He doesn't listen.
He's my boss.
Whatever.
And then the Condors actually finished the home season on a
Off
Tuesday.
ice.
What's that?
Off ice is your boss.
Yes, he's my office boss. I have my bus boss, and I have my office boss. And let me
That's
just
fine.
say,
You can have him.
I tell you what.
Listen,
I give him all the days off.
Let me just say,
boss is way better
the
than
bus
office
boss is a lot nicer. He does a lot cooler stuff, too. The office boss, you don't let me leave my desk.
No, you're there to work.
That's right.
Condors over the weekend. Gerry, I mean, two of the more entertaining games of the season, maybe not from a coaching perspective in terms of that Friday night game, but Saturday night the Condors jumped out to a nice lead, got things going, and it certainly got tight there at the end, but I thought the Condors were in control of that game from start to finish.
Well, I thought it was a good hockey game, and like you mentioned earlier in the show, whether we're leading, San Jose finds a way to come back, or whether they're leading, we find a way to come back. So the games, I was looking at it Saturday during the day. I think there was 5 games or 4 games that we played against them that have been 1-goal hockey games, and the other 3 I think have been empty netters. So they've always been close. They've been intense. So it's going to be a dogfight right to the end here with them. And Friday night I thought was one of the more entertaining games of the year. Went back and forth. Great atmosphere in that building. The emotions were high. The adrenaline was high. And I thought coming into Saturday it was going to be tough to get back up to that emotional level because it's tough to duplicate that back-to-back games. But I thought the guys responded well after a night of travel and getting in pretty late, and to come out to that start that we got. Kudos to the boys.
Yeah, I give the team a lot of credit for coming out strong, like you said, on Saturday, because Friday was one of those games where, I almost could feel them, getting a little demoralized. You score a goal, and then they came right back and score a goal, and they just couldn't hold on to it. But they had to feel like, they let points, get away.
Without a doubt. I'm sure there was a couple of goals that Nick would have liked to have back, but that's part of the process of it all. So, I like the way we battled. I like the way that we performed all over the weekend, and hopefully we can just carry that momentum into this weekend.
And this is good in a sense for this Condors team. If you're going to play in the playoffs, if you're going to be in the playoffs, you're going to play in intense games. You're going to play in games that are, the energy level is going to be at an all-time high in the playoffs. But for the Condors, I mean, these last 3-4 weeks might as well be playoff games.
For sure. There's no doubt about it. Every game is so meaningful right now for us. We're trying to get points. The good news is we're in control of our destiny. Yeah. So we just got to go out and not worry about what other teams are doing. Just focus on what we have to do that particular night to get 2 points.
The San Diego Gulls and Bakersfield Condors have a long history. It kind of goes back a long ways. After 10 years of being on the sidelines, it's great to see it just pick right up. I mean, is there anything you could put your finger on? I mean, these two organizations don't necessarily have a history against each other, but what has it been about San Diego? We've seen some pretty intense games, physical, a little bit nasty at times.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I know the games have been intense. They've been, like you said, physical, hard fought, just kind of guys going back and forth at one another.
Fun.
So it's been really fun hockey. I'll tell you what, the big winners are the fans. Whether we're playing there or they're playing here, I think every game has been intense. Every game has been emotional. Every game's been physical. So you add that with some timely goal scoring, some big saves, you got quite a game.
Yeah. We talked about him staying afterwards for about 45 minutes at minimum, maybe about an hour post-game on Saturday. Ryan Hamilton, he wears the captaincy for what he does on the ice and what he brings off the ice. But over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed him more. And not a knock on him, but I've noticed him more around the puck. I've noticed him driving this Condors team, almost willing this Condors team here over the last couple of weeks.
That's why he's our leader. He wears the C for a reason, and to mention the things that he does off the ice, but what he brings to the room and the level of play that he plays at elevates everybody else's game. So solid person, great guy to have, great leader, and guys look up to him.
Yeah, Tyler Pillick had a pretty good weekend as well. He's a guy that's kind of easy to root for. First of all, he plays a fun game when he's on his game. I mean, he skates hard. He can play physical. He can finish. But after the start of the season that he had with the injuries and everything, nice to see him getting on the score sheet.
Yeah, definitely. Pitter, like you mentioned, when he's on his game, he's skating, he's playing physical, he's eliminating turns in his games, he's stopping and starting, he's hard on pucks. When he's on his game, he's the typical power forward that every team strives for. So hopefully Pitter can just build off that momentum and just keep going forward here.
Earlier, the Condors announced the recall of Ty Rimmer, goaltender, who Condors fans certainly saw a lot of last season with the Condors in the ECHL. You call him up, though, because Eetu Laurikainen's a little banged up here. What's kind of the status moving forward between Lundstrom, Rimmer, and Laurikainen?
Right now it's day-to-day. So E2 is going to be out probably for the weekend here, so we brought up Rimmer just to make sure that we had a backup that was capable and ready to play. So Ty's going to come in, he's going to back up over the weekend, and then we'll go from there.
You had to like what Lundstrom came back with on that Saturday night game at home, because it would have been easy for him to kind of hang his head after Friday night, and as you mentioned, a couple of goals maybe he probably wants back, but Saturday night was fantastic, especially late in that hockey game.
You're right, he made some big-time saves for us late in the third. A couple of breakdowns, and he was there to shut the door. So for him to not dwell on the game that he had and just park it and move forward shows a lot to his character and the type of goaltender that he can become. He's a young guy. He hasn't played much this year. For him to bounce back like that speaks volumes for his character.
Let's talk about these goalies. I mean, you get to a point here in the season. This is crunch time here in the season, and you have three pretty young, relatively inexperienced goaltenders at the American Hockey League level. It must be good for them and their growth to be able to go through a stretch like this.
Well, especially with the importance of these games, and your goaltender is probably your most valuable player on the ice all nights. Everything, we call it the great equalizer. So, it's great for their development, it's great for their experience, and to be involved in these type of games that mean so much every game. So, they're thrown right into the fire, and for the most part, they've handled it pretty well.
We talked about Kevin Harvick night coming up Tuesday, March 22nd in Condorstown. Plenty of great auction raffle items throughout the night. We've got die-cast cars. We've got replica racing helmets. You went out and saw a little racing at the March meets a couple of weeks ago. We have some video, from the March meets. I think we're going to get sound on this too.
I think I have the same shirt on too. That's great. It was fantastic. It really was. The energy from these cars and the noise and just the power, the raw power that they have is absolutely incredible. To be standing that close and watching it, it's pretty intimidating.
It rattles the bones.
Oh, it sure does. When they go by you, you just shake. Yeah, it shakes the ground. The speed and the power that they get off to is absolutely amazing.
The level of engineering that must go on with these cars is just amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's pretty cool.
And I thank Mike Griffin for bringing me out and getting me the pass pits, and that was sensational. It was a real treat. If you've never witnessed it or experienced it, I highly recommend it. Just even if you go for a couple of hours just to see how these cars perform and the power that they produce is amazing. It really is.
We got to get you in a race car.
I'd love to. Actually, I did that in Fredericton one year. We had a celebrity race where they trained us for a day, and then we got in the race cars and we did like a 4-lap or 6-lap race. It was pretty cool.
You squeeze into those race cars, all right?
Oh yeah, I did all right. Yeah, I loved it. I just loved it.
The go-karts, his knees would be up on.
I'm telling you, those cars are amazing.
I mean, you had the earplugs in, and you're still holding the ears.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like especially those nitro cars, the sound that they produce is just like, wow. Like I said, you can't describe it until you experience it.
So not only is Griff bringing pizza, he's bringing Jerry out to the March
I know.
meetings
Thanks
too.
again,
It's,
Mike. That was outstanding. I really
fantastic.
appreciate it.
So we appreciate your time, Jerry,
thanks,
as
guys.
always.
Always a pleasure.
Hopefully not
Thank
the
you.
last
Yeah.
Condors Unleashed. We need playoff editions
That's
of
right.
Condors
That's
Unleashed.
right.
The Condors, 1 game back of a playoff spot, 13 games left in the regular season. We ran through a bunch of promotions, but head to BakersfieldCondors.com. You can check out all the promotions, all the great items. Kevin Harvick night upcoming, bobblehead nights upcoming. A lot of great fun, and of course, some great playoff intensity here coming down the stretch. We'll step out, take a break on Bakersfield.com, I-45 as well, Condors.tv. Rob Klinkhammer will join us when we come back. The Klink has been fantastic in Condors Town, and is certainly looking to continue that down the stretch. We'll talk more about his season here in Bakersfield, and we'll wrap the show after that when we come back. Condors Unleashed, Bakersfield.com, I-45. Don't go anywhere.